Did you know our ancestors survived brutal winters by eating something we often discard? They didn't just eat meat, they cracked open bones for the rich, fatty marrow inside. Bone marrow wasn't a luxury, it was survival. In a world where every calorie mattered, marrow was a hidden treasure, dense energy to outlast the cold. This practice reveals early human ingenuity, a deep, hard-earned knowledge of anatomy and nutrition. Imagine the first desperate person smashing a bone and discovering the prize within. That knowledge became a vital survival skill, passed down through generations. Bone marrow was more than food. It was a testament to looking beyond the obvious for sustenance. Fat was crucial in winter. While protein built the body, fat fueled it, providing energy, insulation, and essential nutrients. With plants scarce, animals became the main source of all nutrients. Every part was used: meat for food, hides for warmth, bones for marrow. This was the original zero-waste lifestyle, born of necessity. Cracking bones with primitive tools was hard work, but the reward was worth it. Our ancestors knew that inside those tough bones was the difference between surviving winter or not. The effort to extract marrow shows just how high the stakes were. It was a caloric treasure that could mean the difference between seeing spring or succumbing to the cold. The secret of bone marrow is a story of survival, ingenuity, and the relentless drive to endure. What did prehistoric people eat in winter? Mostly, whatever they could get. Large game like mammoths and bison were the ultimate prize. One hunt could feed a group for weeks, providing meat, fat, organs, and bones. These hunts required skill, teamwork, and courage, but the payoff was survival. Smaller animals, hares, foxes, birds, were more common and easier to catch, offering vital protein when big game was scarce. In coastal areas, seals, sea lions, and fish added fat and protein to the menu. Plant foods were rare. Most were dead or buried under snow, but resourceful humans dug for starchy roots and tubers. Hard-won calories. Edible tree bark, like the cambium layer of pine and birch, could be scraped and eaten or boiled. Pine needles steeped in hot water made a vitamin C-rich tea, crucial for preventing scurvy. Every bit of knowledge about the land, where to find roots, how to use bark, was a survival tool. Even rodents hibernating underground could be dug up for a meal. The winter pantry was a patchwork of whatever the environment offered. Nothing was easy. Every calorie was earned. The ability to adapt and use every available resource was key to making it through the long, dark months. Survival depended on creativity, persistence, and deep knowledge of the land. In winter, every meal was a victory. Winter hunting was a test of endurance and ingenuity. Deep snow and freezing cold made every step a challenge, but our ancestors adapted. Animal tracks in the snow made tracking easier, and the stark landscape made prey more visible. Hunting large game required teamwork. No one could take down a mammoth alone. Groups used strategies like driving herds toward natural traps, cliffs or ravines, using noise and fire. Spears with stone or bone tips were the main weapons, used at close range. The atlatl, a spear thrower, let hunters strike from a safer distance, increasing their odds. Patience was essential. Hunts could last days, tracking prey across frozen landscapes. Hunters braved biting winds and exhaustion, reading signs in the snow and waiting for the perfect moment. Every successful hunt was a triumph of planning, cooperation, and resilience. The tools were simple, but the strategies were sophisticated. Winter hunting was about outthinking and outlasting both the prey and the elements. The risks were immense, but so were the rewards. Each hunt was a fight for survival, demanding both physical and mental strength. In the end, it was human ingenuity that tipped the balance. Gathering didn't stop in winter, it just got harder. The focus shifted to roots and tubers hidden beneath frozen ground. Digging sticks hardened in fire helped unearth these starchy treasures. Finding edible roots required deep knowledge, recognizing withered stems and knowing which led to food. Tree cambium, the inner bark, was scraped and eaten or cooked for extra nutrition. Squirrels' caches of nuts and seeds were raided when found, a lucky bonus. Some lichens and mosses, like reindeer moss, could be eaten after careful preparation. Pine needle tea provided vital vitamin C, warding off scurvy. Every edible find was a small victory against hunger. Gathering was systematic based on generations of knowledge. Even in the harshest months, resourcefulness kept people alive. The winter landscape was unforgiving, but not empty for those who knew where to look. Survival meant making the most of every hidden resource. A mammoth-sized hunt brought a new challenge, preserving the meat. Winter's cold was an ally. Meat could be buried in snow or permafrost, creating natural freezers. Drying was another key method. Thin strips hung in cold, dry air became long-lasting jerky. Smoking meat added flavor and preserved it even longer, thanks to antimicrobial compounds in the smoke. These methods made meat portable and durable, essential for nomadic groups. Rendering fat was critical too. Animal fat was melted down and stored, providing dense, stable calories. Mixed with dried meat, it became pemmican, a high-energy food for lean times. Every part of the animal was used, nothing was wasted. Preservation was a race against time and scavengers. These techniques turned a single hunt into months of survival. Mastering preservation was as important as the hunt itself. It was the difference between feast and famine. Ice Age survival depended on ingenious tools. The stone hand axe was the all-purpose tool, used for butchering, smashing bones, and chopping wood. Tool-making or knapping was a skilled art, shaping sharp edges from stone. Spears evolved from fire-hardened sticks to shafts tipped with flint or bone. The atlatl, a spear thrower, revolutionized hunting by increasing range and safety. After the hunt, sharp flakes and scrapers processed meat and hides. Bone awls and needles stitched hides into layered clothing, essential for warmth. Digging sticks unearthed roots, stone grinders processed tough plants. Burins engraved bone and wood, showing creativity and planning. Every tool had a purpose, reflecting problem-solving minds. These simple technologies let humans thrive in hostile environments. Tools were more than objects. They were the key to survival. Innovation was our ancestors' greatest weapon against the cold. Early human diets changed with the seasons. Summer and autumn brought abundance, berries, fruits, nuts, and greens. The diet was varied and rich in vitamins and carbs. Hunting continued, but pressure eased. Small game and fish supplemented plant foods. As winter approached, the menu narrowed. Meat and fat became staples. Carbohydrates were scarce, limited to roots and tubers. Large game hunts became the focus, and diets grew monotonous but energy-dense. This shift affected bodies and lifestyles. Fat fueled warmth, protein maintained muscle. Seasonal ketosis, burning fat for energy, was a key adaptation. Social dynamics shifted too. Summer meant scattered groups, winter brought people together for survival. Cooperation was essential, hunting, sharing, and staying warm as a community. The seasonal diet shaped not just bodies, but society itself. Survival was a group effort, forged by the changing world. Fire was the heart of winter survival. It provided warmth, safety, and a place to gather. Fire extended the day, allowing work and socializing after dark. Cooking made food safer and easier to digest, unlocking more energy. This extra energy fueled survival, brain growth, and population. Fire-hardened spear tips shaped wood and helped in tool-making. It even aided in quarrying stone for better tools. Around the fire, people stitched hides, told stories, and planned hunts. The hearth was the center of community life, where knowledge and warmth were shared. Fire was technology, comfort, and connection all in one. It symbolized human ingenuity and hope in the coldest times. The fire's glow was a beacon against the darkness. It was the center of their world, and the reason they endured. Without fire, winter survival would have been impossible. Our ancestors' winter diets reveal resilience and adaptability. They thrived in conditions we'd find impossible, mastering their environment through knowledge and skill. Their diet was flexible, nose-to-tail eating, nothing wasted, shifting with the seasons. Every part of an animal was valued, every plant and root understood. Their zero-waste approach contrasts sharply with today's food systems. Winter's challenges forged strong social bonds. Cooperation was essential. Survival was a team effort, and community was the foundation of success. Their legacy is in our DNA and our capacity for teamwork. Their story connects us to a deep past and reminds us of our journey. By understanding their lives, we appreciate our food, technology, and communities more. Their world is gone, but their lessons endure. If you enjoyed this journey, subscribe for more stories from our shared history. There's so much more to discover about where we came from.